Thank you very much. The next event is welcome address by Sri Lokesh Jaiswal Garu, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and CEO CAMPA, Telangana Forest Department. Sri Lokesh Jaiswal Sahab.
Very good morning to the chief guest and the dignitaries on the dais and PCF Hops and CEO state campus from different states and union territories and our own first officers from the state, media, and I am privileged to have this welcome address on behalf of the Telangana Forest Department and also Government of Telangana. I welcome our Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest, Science and Technology, Endowment and Laws, Government of Telangana, Sri Indrakaran Reddy Garu. He has been a great support to the department and he hails from a very dense forest area, Nimal district in our state, and he is guiding and us in a very positive manner, and we are lucky to have him with us. I welcome Sri KTR Garu, Honorable Minister for IT, ENC, Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department, Industries and Commerce Department. For this young state, he is taking Telangana right from for the national to the global level in all fields as far as the municipal administration or urban infrastructure is concerned. IT related issues are there, getting all kind of industries and all from the different part of the world. He is actually showing the path for the future for Telangana. We are lucky to have you here, sir, today. I also welcome Sri Chand Prakash Goel, Director General of Forest Special Secretary, Government of India. He has been crucial in organizing and guiding us for conduct of this workshop today. I heartily welcome Sri Somesh Kumar, sir. He is the Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana. He has been at the helm of the affairs as far as the environment forest improvement in the state and guiding all the departments right from the Forest Department, Municipal and Administration Department, and also the Rural Development Department, taking very new ideas and initiatives for increase of forest cover in the state. Then I welcome Srimati A. Santi Kumari Garu. She has been actually pillar of strength to the department and taking a lot of interest in going around the forest areas, especially in the urban forest development of the urban forest park, and also for the activities being taken inside the forest areas. I also welcome Srimati R. Shobha Garu, our PCCF and HOF. She has been a leading officer as far as the department is concerned in all its sphere, and as per her guidance, actually department is going in all fields leap by leap and bounds. I also welcome Sri Subhash Chandra Garu. He is the Additional Director General of Forest and CEO National CAMPA, and we had a lot of interaction actually with him for organizing this workshop, almost for the last more than 10 days, almost daily, and I really welcome him for this workshop here. I also welcome all the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest from different states who could come despite their busy schedule, and all the state Chief Executive Officer of CAMPA who are here with us to deliberate on the issues of this workshop. I also welcome all the officers from the different departments of our government and also our departmental officers who are joining today and will be there to participate in a positive manner. I also welcome our forest staffs and also the media press persons who are today here. And with this, I hope that and wish that this workshop is taking a new heights in giving the initiatives, best practices, and further development of procedure, maybe some monitoring aspect or maybe implementation aspect to take to the new heights in the country for achieving the national and international commitments as we are given the mandate for, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, next I invite Sri Subhash Chandraji, IFS, Additional Director General of Forests and Chief Executive Officer, National CAMPA, MOEF and CC, Government of India. Please welcome to the dais here in the podium and give a message and deliver your address. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Akbar. A very good morning to all of you. Respected Shri Indrakaran Reddy, Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest, Science and Technology, Government of Telangana. Respected Shri KT Ramarao sir, Honorable Minister, IT, Ministry of Urban Development, Industries and Commerce, Government of Telangana. Respected Shri Somesh Kumar sir, Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana. Respected Shri CP Goyal sir, DGF and Special Secretary, Government of India, Ministry of Environment Forest. Respected Srimati Shanti Kumari, Additional Special CS, Government of Telangana. Respected Srimati R. Shobha, PCCF and HOF, Government of Telangana. Shri Lokesh Jaiswal sir, PCCF and CEO, CAMPA, Telangana. Esteemed PCCFs and Head of Forest Department joining this workshop here, coming from various parts of the country, and many Head of Forest Department and CEO State CAMPAs who are joining it online. Senior officers, CEOs of State CAMPA, my colleagues from the ministry. This is a great honor for the forest officers because being in Hyderabad and sitting here, we have all known that Telangana is doing something very, very special in the forestry sector. And we saw just a glimpse of here in the morning. And in this workshop, I hope that our colleagues coming from various parts of the country, and they will learn from the very, very innovative and good practices which are taken up by the Forest Department in the Telangana under the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Forest Minister, Honorable IT Minister and all the senior officers from the government. That Forest Department is very well integrated into the all developmental spheres of the state, whether it is development of sustainable cities through urban greening and other innovative programs, whether it is rural areas transformation through greening. There is an exhibition which shows glimpses of the activities, but the things I hope they are much more which are there, and we can just see and appreciate the Forest Department's initiative under the Honorable Minister's guidance. We all know that globally forests are being recognized an integral part for the sustainable development, and the contribution of forest is for almost every part which touches us in making environment clean and healthy, making water cycle, making cities, and it is also contributes to healthy agriculture and our general health. From the ministry, almost 2 years due to COVID pandemic, we were not able to reach out to states in physical meetings. Generally, the meetings were confined through online meetings, and they have their own limitations. So this is one of the, I think, first interaction when we have reached out, and Telangana Forest Department came wholeheartedly forward to support this workshop in this part of the country, heart of the India. And This is a great, and we have deep appreciation for the Telangana government to support the ministry's initiative, join us. And this is just a beginning. I think many officers who are here, they will come again and again to see how the Telangana Forest Department, through various innovative methods, they have transformed the forestry sector. And they are making lives of rural Telangana in a much more happier and economically prosperous through forestry interventions. In fact, CAMPA is one area where for the compensating the loss of forest cover, which has been diverted for carrying out some developmental works. The concern is that what we at the ministry feel that from various parts of the media, NGOs, even public leaders in the parliament, they ask what is being done in CAMPA. Because it is just a 4 or 5 years institutionalized program. Before that, it was ad hoc CAMPA. So we have not been able to showcase the work which has been done. So there are concerns that CAMPA funds are not utilized properly. But I think the work which we are doing, which can be showcased before them, so that they will have full faith and full trust in the people, our forest departments carrying out the CAMPA works. And this is the beginning. We can, I think, from the workshop, we will have so many good lessons, share with very good practices, and that will help in better implementation and effective monitoring of CAMPA activities in all the states. And at the national level, we can present our CAMPA achievement in a more systematic manner. I stop here, and I wish that the very success to this workshop, and I request all the participants, those who are present here, to share their views, their suggestions, so that we can improve our functioning and try to make CAMPA forestry activities being carried out under CAMPA more effective and more outcome oriented. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was Sri Subhash Chandra ji, because we know all the funds, major funding is through CAMPA only, and Subhash Chandra sir is heading. He's the CEO of CAMPA, and he's the person who releases every year all the funding required for works we are doing in the CAMPA. Now, again, our head of the forest force, may I invite and request Srimati R. Shobha Garu. Please, with a big round of applause, welcome her to for giving her valuable address here.
A very good morning to you all. I'm seeing you all bit dull. Be as loud as me now. Say it again. Good morning to you all. Yeah, thank you so much, because I was feeling the energy a bit low. A hearty welcome to you all, the dignitaries on the dais, as well as all the dignitaries. You are all our dignitaries to Hyderabad today. Of the dais, welcome you all once again. You are here in the tree city, the world tree city, Hyderabad, and also in the state of Telangana, which has a massive convergence program of converging all the funds from various departments for the cause of improving green cover. I welcome you all. I look forward to the interactions during the workshop and taking more leaves out of other states and giving our leaves to you all too. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for the short and very energetic address. Now I request our Special Chief Secretary Forest, Madam Srimati A. Shanti Kumari Garu, to please deliver the address.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and dear friends, a very warm welcome to you all to this great city of Hyderabad. And quite unexpectedly, there is a pleasant reunion with my batchmate Subhash Chandra, and I could also reconnect with Goyal Saab, whom I met last in 1988. So welcome to you all to this city of Hyderabad. Now that we are all meeting, as a host state, I am tempted to share some of our very interesting experiences. Now that this is the context, recently the State of Forests report by the Forest Survey of India is out, and then we have recorded a, 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 a very high 7.7% increase in the green cover and 6.8% increase in the forest cover in the last 8 years. So I would like to briefly share with you how we have accomplished this. First and foremost, as career bureaucrats, we all understand, after 3 decades of experience in the public service, to create something very great, you need very visionary political leadership, which should be backed by very strong administrative structure. So I am very happy to share with you that it has happened in Telangana. Apart from the report, tomorrow when you all go for the field visit, you will find all along your route, no part of the road is free from tree plantation. And tree plantation is not only done, our program is integrated in approach. We all use this word integrated very often, but I would like to share with you what is this integrated approach. It is not just about plantation, it is also about monitoring, and it is also about nurturing the plantation, and also about evaluation of the plantation. We have recently completed one evaluation. I am sure officers will share with you what are the findings of this evaluation. Now, some of the key features are the fundamentals that we have managed to keep in place very well in this program, which resulted in its massive success. I would like to share with you. First and foremost is, under this Telangana Ku Haritaharam program, we have laid a formidable infrastructure right down to the grassroots level. Every village we have a nursery, and every village is equipped with a mechanism to water the plantation after the plants are planted. And what is this mechanism? It is a worker, a tanker, and a facility for watering the plants, and then the evaluation mechanism through the Panchayat Secretary. So after we do the plantation, we make sure that they are watered, they are protected, a tree guard is necessarily put. You will also find in your tomorrow's field visit that there is never a tree planted, or there is never a tree that exists which is without a tree guard or a broader fencing. So this protection of the tree and its watering and its monitoring and ensuring casualty replacement has resulted in a very big development of plantations outside the forest. And what we do inside the forest, I will share briefly. So apart from this, the village level infrastructure and the urban level infrastructure, which is there in place in all the urban bodies as well, this Telangana Ku Haritaharam program, a very big part of the load is actually taken by other than forest department. And what we do in the forest department is we drive the program, we provide technical backstopping, and we also build capacities. And a majority of the program load is taken by the Panchayat Raj department and municipal administration department. So all villages and towns which are outside the forest are fully taken care by them, and we mostly focus on inside the forest. This apart from all other departments participating in it. So in Telangana, the plantation program has truly become a people's movement. It's not just the government officials, it's a big part of it is driven by the political executive. All politicians at various levels, be it mandal level or village level or town level or even the state level. And so much so that the green challenge movement in Telangana also has become so popular. I throw a challenge to so and so, and then that person plants a tree and throws a challenge to another person. So the cycle goes on, and it has attracted a lot of celebrities also into this movement. So from all walks of life, we have people participating in Telangana Ku Haritaharam program, which has resulted in such a big change, a positive change in it. I am very happy to notice this and share with you, because we have run generations of plantation program, and all of us, even at a very young level as district collectors, DMs, we have run many plantation programs, and most of them resulted in very minimum or questionable outcomes. But this is one program which, because of a consistent approach and laying very strong foundations, and putting in place very genuine mechanisms, it has actually resulted in a very big positive green development of the state. And the most revolutionary of it has come recently from the Honorable Chief Minister when he announced establishment of Green Fund. And this Green Fund is a levy on all government expenditures. Any expenditure that is taking place from the government side, be it payment of salaries, be it payment of contractors, from every one of them, a levy is laid and then certain amount is collected, and this amount is kept in a separate bank account with the Principal Chief Conservator of Forests. In addition to government expenditure, all the revenues that government earns in the form of licenses, fees, etc., also certain levies are laid. Now, this Green Fund is an independent budget or independent fund kept at the disposal of the Forest Department, totally free from the budgetary controls. And a highly flexible budget. We are very excited and are busy in getting it operational. And lastly, I would like to share with you our marvelous experience with urban forests. It is similar to Nagarvan scheme, but our scale is simply massive. We have initially started with 109 urban parks which are close to the towns. Now we have expanded to 170 plus locations, which include a lot of conservation blocks also. Now we have covered 1,70,000 acres of forest land under these urban forests. As we all know, urban forests are highly vulnerable from the point of view of encroachment. So first task is to build a fence, a permanent fence, or construct a wall, depending on the threat perception. So we have protected the boundaries, and we have taken up a massive program of tree plantation and rejuvenation inside these parks. And this is also a partnership effort with people. So we create stake for them by creating certain amenities and charging them. So people are as much a part of the development of these urban forest parks. So that is one major feather in our cap too. And lastly, in the last 1.5 years of my association with the department, since the national level team is also present, I would like to share a few points. First is that in the wildlife management, forest, fire management, etc., we have leveraged technology a great deal. But when it comes to encroachments and prevention of tree felling, I don't see that as much. So I am sure the national team will particularly focus. We have ourselves gone and studied certain models in Karnataka, but they are still at the stage of infancy. We are also trying to emulate them. But I think given the explosion of population and that there is no land anywhere, and forest is the only land available, so that makes forest very vulnerable. If we can put in place a mechanism which ensures that the forest is also protected, and any infringement or any offense is quickly detected and acted upon, if some such effort can be put in place, I am sure it will go a long way. I am particularly trying to flag this point because the tiger initiative that is taken by the at the national level, how it has resulted in laying down an elaborate structure, elaborate system of monitoring, and finally resulted in very positive development in increasing the tiger population. So I am sure if there is a national level effort and then there are which is synergized by the state level initiatives, we will very soon have such a beautiful, good, robust system to protect our forests as well. So I would like to once again extend a warm welcome to you all and thank the national team, especially the DG Forests and his officers for choosing Hyderabad as the venue of this workshop. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam. Madam Shanti Kumari Garu. She is an IAS officer, special CS, Forest. In Telangana, the culture is so that every officer, be it an IPS and IAS, in addition to what they are doing, they are also forest officers. That's a culture which got inculcated into because of this Haritaharam and all these things. That's what we are seeing here. Similarly, one day I went to CSR, Chief Secretary's chambers, and there the discussion was going on that high resolution satellite imagery to find out where are the gaps on the highways in the forest and other areas where planting can be taken up. That means in addition to that means so much forestry has gone into every officer here. Now It's a turn, I invite our Chief Secretary, sir, Somesh Kumar, sir, is here. Sri Somesh Kumar, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana. I invite you, sir, to deliver the address.
So a very good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister for Forest, Sri Indrakaran Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister for IT and MAUDU, KTR Garu, Sri Chand Prakash Goyal Garu, Director General of Forest and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forest, my colleagues, Special CS Forest, Santi Kumari Garu, PCCF Sova Garu, PCCF Lokesh Garu, then PCCF and CEO of CAMPA, Sri Subhash Chandra Garu, Sunita Bhagwat Garu, and all the senior officers, PCCF, who have come, and I can see amongst you many of my friends, some of whom I will be meeting after maybe Missouri days, 30 year plus. Yes, so a very good morning and welcome to Hyderabad. As you know, Hyderabad is a unique confluence of tradition and technology. We are really fortunate to host you and meet you. It is in a way recognition of the work being done by the government of Telangana. A very clear vision is there that we need to improve our forest cover from 24% to 33% and thereby tackle all the issues of climate change, etc. Today I recall the first meeting which our Honorable Chief Minister had on this topic. This is long back. Within 1 week of his assuming charge of Chief Minister in 2014. That secretariat is not there, but in that room, many of us were there. And the meeting lasted for more than 4 or 5 hours. He really showed his concern that if we don't safeguard our forest and actually improve it, we will be nowhere. The development should not mean that there is destruction. He came out with a multi-pronged approach. He went back into his days when he was the first MLA in a place called Siddipet. He talked about he wanted to do some plantation. And he went around searching for plants and he could hardly get few hundreds. And perhaps that day he must have decided that one day we will see that Telangana becomes totally green. And he shows that commitment every day. Today, if you look at Telangana, in all the 12,769 Gram Panchayat, there is a nursery. Our Honorable Minister will talk about the urban area also. We have more than 1,600 nurseries. So we are actually, each and every Gram Panchayat and almost a couple of wards in the urban area, they raise nurseries. The technical support is provided by the Department of Forest, but it has a lot of involvement of the people's representative, the sarpanches, and all other people who make it happen. It is not just that plantation is seen as a photo opportunity. It is a very serious business. It means that each and every plant that we plant needs to be protected. And it did not stop just by telling it. The Honorable CM went for new legislation. He provided certain sections in the Gram Panchayat, new Gram Panchayat, the Panchayat Raj Act, as well as the Municipal Act, certain sections. These sections were that 10% of the entire budget has to be called earmarked for green budget. And I am happy to tell you that today 302 crores was the budget from the Panchayat side. The urban side, it was more than 620 crores. So that means every year about a 900 crore directly from the municipal budget and the Gram Panchayat budget goes for greening. It did not stop there. There is a clause that if a public representative who is responsible for his area and the plantation survival goes below 85%, he may be thrown out. So these are the kind of things which have been done, and that's why it has been made so successful. In addition to that, every Gram Panchayat today has a tractor, it has a trolley, it has a tanker. And the number, as I told you, runs into 12,769. So it is not just you do something, but you make all the arrangement to ensure that each and every plant which is planted actually survives. Now we have gone for new things. As my colleague Santi Kumari said, that we have now a Telangana Harit Nidhi, which basically means Telangana Green Fund. Every registration which happens now in Telangana, 50 rupees goes for Telangana Harit Nidhi. And similarly for everything. The honorable ministers, the MLAs, the people's representative will be contributing rupees 500 per month. We also contribute money. Each and every employee contributes money, and we have taken from them a kind of an undertaking that they are interested. So huge impact which is possible to do that. So based on CM's directions, his vision, we have taken certain things which are very unique. One of them, with which I have been also involved personally, is known as Palle Prakruti Vanam. Translated into English means a rural nature park. So today I am very happy to tell you that 19,472 such Palle Prakruti Vanam, or the rural parks, are functioning in Telangana, which means that each of them has 1 acre of land, and it is a very dense plantation on the Japanese model, 4,000 plants, a walking track, and cement benches. Now across Telangana, it has become a brand and reminds people that there is a chief minister who takes so much of initiative and has so much of love for greenery. Seeing the success of that program, we have launched another program. We call it Brihat Prakruti Vanam. So 1 acre was okay, but can we do for more? So now we have more than 1,812 such Brihat Prakruti Vanam, which are more than 5 acres. So that has also spread. Earlier we were seeing one row of plantation across the roads, both sides of the road. We felt that it should be multi-layered. So when you travel on these roads, it should be a visual retreat. It should show you the color of Telangana. And therefore, we launched a program called MLAP, Multi-Layer Avenue Plantation. So it has 3 layers toward the road, the short heights, middle heights, and the big one. I'm happy to tell you that today we have 8,304 kilometers already planted under this MLAP. So I can keep on going, but I would not like to bore you. The Honorable Minister will speak about 109 urban parks which have been there, which has become, we call them oxygen parks also, because they are very close to Hyderabad and really have become like an oxygen factory. While I talk all this, I sometimes wonder that whether you will go with a feeling that we also, every state needs somebody like our Honorable Chief Minister Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao. But till the time you get a person with such passion, there are other things that you can do as an officer, as an individual. When I think of this, I am reminded of the forest man of India, Mr. Jadhav, who single-handedly in the Majuli Island near Jorhat, brought 550 hectares of, very hostile land which was unarable under deep forest. There are other examples all of us have done, like thousands of acres of silver oak plantation. My friend Chiranjeevi knows, and Pratik, everybody knows, that we brought an entire area of Paderu under, silver oak and coffee plantation. In Anandpur, a new program called Chinta to Nischinta, which basically means plantation of tamarind trees, became such a famous thing. And today we have more than 60,000 acres. What I mean to say that if you decide that you will see that India becomes green, it becomes immune from the vagaries of nature and particularly climate change. It is possible, and definitely we all can do it, and perhaps this visit will inspire all of us to work on these programs. I would like to thank honorable ministers for giving me this opportunity, and particularly thank Mrs. Sobha that in her last month, when she has got couple of days, there cannot be any better tribute and way of celebrating her career as PCCF. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving an insight about the initiatives taken at the government level for greening of Telangana. And now, because we know that today's workshop is being jointly organized by Government of India and also Government of Telangana. And the brain behind for this workshop to happen today is none other than the head of the Forest Department in Government of India. And he is with us now. May I invite Sri Chandraprakash Goyalji, Director General of Forest and Special Secretary, MOE of Government of India, to address the gathering here.
Good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister Shri A. Indrakaran Reddy Sahib, Honorable Minister Shri KT Ramarao Sir, Shri Sumesh Kumarji, Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana, Shrimati R. Shobha, PCCF and Head of Forest for Telangana, Shrimati A. Shanti Kumari, Special Chief Secretary, Telangana, Shri Subhash Chandra, CEO, CAMPA, Shri Lokesh Jaiswalji, and Shri Akbar, CCF, Andhra Pradesh. A warm welcome from my side to all of you, and I also welcome all the PCCFs and head of states from the different state departments, my colleagues from Ministry of Permanent Forest, the friends from media, and all other dignitaries. So today we have gathered here to discuss various issues on forestry and wildlife, and also the examples that the Telangana has set for us. As has been mentioned, and as we all of has been seeing during the recent past, Telangana has really done wonderful work as far as the forestry is concerned. The achievement speaks volumes about the efforts that have been put in by the officers and also by the political leadership that is in Telangana as of now. The increase of 7% in 5 years from 2015 to 2020 is really a great achievement by any standards, and I congratulate the honorable ministers on the dais and also the PCCF on my behalf and also on the behalf of the ministry for this tremendous task. I really think that all of us should really take it as an example for all of our states and should try to adopt the best practices that have been done in the Telangana. As the Chief Secretary Sahib was saying that the Hartima Nidhi and Telangana ka Harit Haram, all these schemes are worth emulating, and I think as and when we get an opportunity in the states, we should try to have them in our state activities in whatever best possible manner we can. As far as the Government of India is concerned, Government of India is committed to the increase in forest cover. Our forest policy mentions increase to 33% of the total land mass. Recently, our Honorable Prime Minister has also mentioned that our NDC commitments will be to increase the increase additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide by 2030. And forestry is certainly one of the main pillars if we really want to achieve this. So agroforestry, as we have been seeing, the tree outside forestry in the recent ISFR report, there the increase in the forest cover was percentage wise a little less than the increase in the tree outside forest. So that also maybe the Telangana example can be looked into, where even the green budget has been a sort of green budget concept has been given for the village bodies and the local bodies. So that can be a part of our policies in future. In today's deliberations, we can see where we stand as of now and how best we can adopt these practices. As far as Government of India is concerned, we are committed to all the activities that are pro-citizen and citizen-centric. We want to give the facilities and to the citizen at large as far as the agroforestry is concerned. But for these, there are certain bottlenecks for the legal aspect that we will be deliberating in the today's workshop. Ministry has also launched a Nagar One scheme where 6,000 Nagar Ones in various cities will be established during the course of the year. In the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we expect that at least 75 Nagar Ones are established in this particular year before 15th of August. Further, the ministry is also working towards revamping Green India Mission. We want a convergence of all these schemes that are being run by the state governments and the central government, so that the monitoring is also easy and also the allocation and maybe the release of funds are maybe synchronized in such a way that there is not a hue and cry for individual budget schemes. So that thing will also be deliberated upon. For the main aspect as far as the Ministry of Environment Forest is concerned is the regulatory processes for FC clearance, for the EC clearance, and also for the CRZ clearances. For this, we are coming up with a new portal, and this portal is based upon on the DSS system that is developed by FSI. DSS module is basically working on the concept that all the forest boundaries of the country are digitized. But unfortunately, that concept, that digitization is still not complete. So today we have invited some of the speakers from Madhya Pradesh, which has been a lead state as far as forest boundary digitization is concerned. So we will try our best to digitize the boundaries within next 6 months. So this portal, when is launched, is effective and really working to the aspirations of the stakeholders. Man-animal conflict is also a major thing that is maybe taking a sort of disaster as far as the entire country is concerned. So recently, while we were discussing on the Wildlife Amendment Act in the Parliamentary Regulatory Committee, we were asked to design a model where this man-animal conflict is mitigated, and we come up with with such a model that whenever there is a man-animal conflict, the people at large are not may be harmed in a great manner. So during the day we will try to get some ideas on this aspect also. Without taking much of your time, and we will be hearing the honorable ministers also, I would like to place on record the hard work that has been done by my colleague R. Shobha during her entire career in forest service. She is really an epitome of simplicity, hard work and dedication, and which can be certainly a role model for all of us. Honorable sirs, I wish to place on record the sincere thanks to the State Government of Telangana for facilitating this grand event, and I am personally obliged to all of you for being present here and gracing this occasion. I sincerely thank all of you who are present here for sparing their time and coming with me and maybe deliberating on different topics during the day. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And next, he is a minister, very young, dynamic and energetic, and he is the person who is bringing many global big business firms to Hyderabad and creating lakhs and lakhs of jobs. And he is the person who is behind this clean and green Hyderabad and taken the challenge of making the Hyderabad as a global city and also responsible for making this Hyderabad the tree city, almost reviewing every week about the progress of nurseries, progress of plantations and progress of works in the urban parks. And ladies and gentlemen, please help me with a big round of applause, our young dynamic minister, Honorable KT Ramarao Garu, please.
Thank you, Akbar Garu. Honorable Minister for Forest, Shri Indrakaran Reddy Garu, Special Chief Secretary of Government of Telangana and in charge of the Forest Department, Srimati Shanti Kumari Garu, the Director General of Forest, Shri Chandra Prakash Goyal ji, our Chief Secretary, Shri Somesh Kumar Garu, Subhash Chandra ji, who is the CEO of CAMPA, our own PCCF, who, as was pointed out, is, I think, relinquishing her responsibilities in the next couple of days, and who's done a stellar job. I think she deserves a huge round of applause from all of us. Srimati Shobha Garu, Shri Lokesh Jaiswal ji, Srimati Sunita Bhagwat ji, and to all the officers, to all the respected officers who are representing their own states, and to officers from Government of India as well. We warmly welcome you to the Tree City as recognized by the Arbor Day Foundation and UN, Hyderabad. In fact, for those of you who are from other states other than outside of Telangana, let me point out that Hyderabad was the only city that was recognized by Arbor Day Foundation and UN as a tree city. I was also told by our PCCF, and one interesting statistic that she pointed out. Our forest department here is headed by two officers who are incidentally women, the Special Chief Secretary herself and also the PCCF. They take a lot of pride in grooming other women officers, and our PCCF was pointing out to one thing which I thought was very interesting. She told me that 40.44%, she was very precise. She said 40.44% of my forest beat officers, forest range officers, forest section officers are all women. So we are essentially, I think one of the reasons why Telangana performs very well in terms of our rankings, green rankings, is possibly because of the diligent efforts of all these women officers. And as we approach close to the International Women's Day, I think all of us, men and other officers also in this room, will take a lot of pride in that. Now, one of the things that I keep complaining about in speaking at events like this is because all the preceding speakers, they reel out all the statistics. They tell you everything that there is to be told, so therefore there is not much to say for the one who speaks, either the ultimate speaker or the penultimate speaker. And Mr. Reddy has a tough job of trying to repeat a lot of these statistics, but I'll not go too much into detail. In fact, Somesh ji has stolen my speech. बहुत कुछ बोल दिया उन्होंने, तो you have stolen my speech. And since you have your batchmates and all here, you wanted to impress them, I'm presuming. I'll tell you 2-3 things. One, I think what's important, extremely important for a program like this to succeed, is the political will. I mean, there are a lot of officers who start off their service wearing the rose-tinted glasses, saying, मैं दुनिया बदल दूंगा, मैं पूरा जो मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जो मुझे एकेडमी में सिखाया गया, पूरी तरह से उसको कामयाब करने में मैं दिलो जान लगा दूंगा. हर कोई ऐसे ही शुरुआत, हर किसी की शुरुआत ऐसे ही होती है. But 2 साल बाद या 3 साल बाद, you become a bit jaded. You are like, okay, nothing's going to change. The system is like this. हमारे सीनियर ऐसे हैं, हमारे सुपीरियर ऑफिसर ऐसे हैं, और पॉलिटिशियन ऐसे हैं. इसको करके थोड़े दिन में हम लोग सभी लोग जेडेड हो जाते हैं. We give up, or we at least tend to slack. But I think what is important, as was pointed out by our Chief Secretary, is that each of us, within our own realm of possibilities, within our own realm of influence, within our own sphere of influence, can effect a change. If private citizens, private individuals can effect a change without much support from the government, despite the government, in fact, if I have to say it, why can't we as people who run the government, why can't we as people who actually lead from the front or supposed to lead from the front, why can't we do it, in spite of whatever perceived or real obstacles there are? The commonality of purpose, the unison of thought is something that we can certainly think of and learn from others. And there is no need to reinvent the wheel. If a state like Telangana is doing well in a short span of 5 years, as CP Goyal ji has pointed out, why can't other states do it? Why can't we do it in our own little realms of possibilities and little realms of little domains of influence that we all have? If Telangana as a state can improve its green cover from 24 to 31.7% in toto, why can't we do it? Why can't other states do it? We set ourselves targets and we said we go aggressively against them. We can certainly make it happen. But what is more important is, as I was pointing out to your DG, a lot of us operate in silos. The IFS, the IAS, the IPS, each of our roles are cut out, the politicians, the public representatives. We all tend to operate with blinders, don't think about what's happening in the room next door or in the office next door. And we all tend to think that our job is important and what the other person is doing is not as important maybe. That kind of blinds us from this whole unison of purpose. I think that is the most important change. That is the most important message our Honorable Chief Minister has given us 7 days into his office in 2014. He brought a lot of us into the same room. Ministers who are responsible for urban development, ministers who are responsible for rural development, minister who is responsible for forest. Because these three departments, if we work together, are the key to success, the key to effecting a long-lasting change. He told us two things. He made a very passionate appeal. He said, this is not a program that is going to get me electoral dividends. A green drive, increasing green cover, typically हमें वोट नहीं देता. इसलिए बहुत सारे पॉलिटिशियन लोग उस पर ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. हम लोग हमेशा इस बात पे लगे रहते हैं कि कैपेक्स कैसे बिताया जाए, कैसे खर्च किया जाए, ताकि एक नया फ्लाईओवर बने, नया एक्सप्रेसवे बने, जिसको मैं दिखा सकूं और बोलूं कि ये हमारी तरक्की है, हमारी विकास है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. उन्होंने कहा हमसे कि आई एम नॉट थिंकिंग अबाउट द करंट जनरेशन, आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट फ्यूचर जनरेशंस. His appeal was so passionate, we were all moved. He said a city like Hyderabad, which is one of the fastest growing cities in India, and he says it repeatedly, not once. He said, with a lot of passion and with a lot of concern, उन्होंने कहा कि एक ऐसा भी दिन आएगा अगर हम अभी छोड़ देते हैं, अगर हम परवाह नहीं करते हैं या लापरवाह हम रहते हैं, तो ऐसा एक दिन आएगा जब आपको एक 5 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर का जगह हैदराबाद में ढूंढ निकालना पड़ेगा और वहाँ पे जितने भी इमारत हैं उन सबको गिरा के आपको फॉरेस्ट वहाँ पे उगाना पड़ेगा, झाड़ उगाना पड़ेगा. ऐसा ना हो कि हम लोग ऑक्सीजन के लिए तड़पें, ऐसा ना हो. इट माइट साउंड अ बिट एक्सट्रीम, it might sound a bit extreme, it might sound a bit radical, but the fact is there is massive degradation all over the planet in spite of our commitments at COPs and other things. One of the COP events was held in Hyderabad. For those of you who attended, when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister, I think, back COP 11 happened right here in the city of Hyderabad. And each COP, there are resolutions, there are commitments given. Hardly many of them are actually adhered to. Even our Honorable Prime Minister, I think, was at COP 26 recently. Is that COP 26 or? And he had made a commitment कि 2070 तक हम इंडिया को नेट जीरो बनाएंगे. उन्होंने कमिटमेंट दिया है कि आगे आने वाले 48 इयर्स में हमने इंडिया को नेट जीरो बनाना है. My humble appeal to the DG and all the officers of the state cadre and leaders of their respective departments at the state level, and also leaders who in their right are leading India's afforestation drive. My humble appeal to you, अगर हम हिंदुस्तान में ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस का रैंकिंग ला सकते हैं और एक स्टेट को दूसरे स्टेट के मुकाबले लड़ा सकते हैं और उसके लिए एक माहौल क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, क्यों हम नेट जीरो का क्यों ऐसे ही एक प्रोग्राम नहीं चालू कर सकते हैं? वाई कांट वी स्टार्ट अ रैंकिंग सिस्टम of one state against another, one UT against another, and create a challenge of sorts कि भाई आप दिखाओ नेट जीरो 2070 का चैलेंज प्रधानमंत्री ने, चैलेंज नहीं बल्कि वहां कमिटमेंट दिया हुआ है, तो कौन सी ऐसी स्टेट आगे जाके सबसे पहले ये अचीव करेगी, इसका हम चैलेंज क्यों नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते हैं भारत सरकार की तरफ से? ये आप सोचिए जरूर. और दूसरी बात, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस रैंकिंग्स में तेलंगाना, not only in green cover but ease of doing business, we are also ahead of many states, and in fact we are in the top 1, 2, 3 always. That is because of our policies. The other thing I would like to urge you to think, even industry, let me wear the hat of being the industry minister for a minute. Every industrialist that I interact with, they are concerned. They are setting their own institutional goals कि हमें हमारी कंपनी को नेट जीरो बनाना है 2030 तक या 35 तक या 40 तक. उन्होंने अपना एक टारगेट बनाया हुआ है. एंड दे विल बी फोकस्ड, they will be inclined toward those countries, those states, those governments which also take environment very seriously, which also take decarbonization very, very seriously. Now, my humble appeal to the Forest Department is, I think you need to sensitize, you need to be present at CII forums, you need to be present at FICCI forums. Don't operate in isolation. आपको आपका omni present एक माहौल क्रिएट करना चाहिए जिसमें आपको हर स्टेट में जो CII का फोरम होता है, हर स्टेट में जो फिकी का फोरम होता है, या हर स्टेट में जो इंडस्ट्री का बॉडी होता है, उसमें आपको जाना चाहिए, उसको बताना चाहिए उनको कि अगर आप चाहते हो कि आप दुनिया के सबसे बड़े कंपनीज के साथ टाई अप या बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी चाहते हो, सो यू बेटर फोकस ऑन दिस ऑल्सो, बिकॉज दिस इज गोइंग टू बी एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू थ्राइव एंड ग्रो in future, because the world is taking this very seriously. The world is taking sustainability very seriously. You need to present yourself, you need to talk about why afforestation is important. Even on the forums where electric mobility, electric vehicles are being talked about. Why is electric vehicles important? All these missing pieces of the puzzle being put together is what is going to make the difference for us as a country. Just forest department operating with blinders saying, मैं मेरा फॉरेस्ट को किसी को इंक्रोच नहीं करने दूंगा या एक भी झाड़ यहां से नहीं जाने दूंगा, वो नहीं काम चलेगा. यू हैव टू ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड, आवर ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर श्री KCR गारू always tells us, industry not at the cost of environment, industrialization not at the cost of environment. We cannot have rapid industrialization just because we want jobs. We also need to balance it, with environmental sensibilities and sustainability as a guiding principle. He also says urban development हाँ होना चाहिए, बिकॉज हमारे महात्मा गांधी जी ने एक समय कहा था कि इंडिया लिव्स इन इट्स विलेजेस. यस, इंडिया डज लिव इन इट्स विलेजेस, बट इंडिया इज रन बाय इट्स सिटीज एंड टाउन्स. आवर इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी, द ग्रोथ इंजन्स ऑफ दिस कंट्री आर आवर टाउन्स. बहुत बार एज अर्बन डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्टर हमें बहुत तकलीफ पहुंचती है हमारे फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से. मतलब तकलीफ नहीं, बट कि चैलेंज होता है, एक दूसरे को चैलेंज करते हैं हम लोग. उनको बताना हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि भाई एक फ्लाईओवर बनाने से आपके कार्बन एमिशन कम होंगे, आप समझने की कोशिश करो. ये कहते हैं कि नहीं, आप 200 झाड़ हटाओगे तो हम हटाने नहीं देंगे आपको. मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं इस मंच से द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को खास, प्लीज बी प्रैग्मेटिक इन योर अप्रोच, प्लीज बी कॉमन सेंसिकल इन योर अप्रोच. आई टेल यू व्हाई आई से दिस विद अ लॉट ऑफ पेन. एक फ्लाईओवर आप बनाते हो, you are only thinking about the 200 trees that will be either translocated or uprooted, but you also need to do the study कि हमारे पास जो अर्बन डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के पास जो स्टडी होता है कि कितना कार वहां से जाता है, कितना समय वो ट्रैफिक सिग्नल पे रुकता है और कितना देर वो इंजन चालू रखता है जिससे कार्बन एमिशन आता है बाहर, इसको हम ध्यान में लेते ही नहीं. यू ऑपरेट विद ब्लाइंडर सेइंग बस हमें तो इसी से मतलब है, हमें यही सिखाया गया मसूरी में तो हम यही करेंगे और कुछ नहीं करेंगे. आई थिंक वी हैव टू चेंज इन सिंक विद टाइम. We have to take a relook at what's happening, why our cities and why our towns need more support from you in terms of practicality, in terms of legislations, in terms of acts that we enact. I think we need to be a bit more robust. And I hope you don't take this as an offense. I'm not saying this in any offensive way. All I'm saying is you need to also understand the sensibilities in terms of our planning, because unless we grow, unless we continue to grow, remember in 1987, both India and China, our GDP was similar size, 87, not too long ago. And I think I'm sure there are 87 batch officers here. There are, yes, Mr. Jaiswal is a 87 batch of, yes sir, आप भी. 87 में जब आप सर्विस में ज्वाइन हुए थे, चाइना और इंडिया का जीडीपी एकदम सेम था. आज देखिए चाइना कहाँ पे, हम कहाँ पे. हमारी इकोनॉमी की साइज है 2.3 कुछ ट्रिलियन, उनका है 16 ट्रिलियन. और हम उम्मीद लगा के चल रहे हैं कि 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनाना है 2024 तक या 25 तक. हमारी टारगेट भी इतनी मॉडेस्ट है. क्यों? क्योंकि इन 87 के बाद चाइना ने हर साल 10% जीडीपी का ग्रोथ दिखाया हर साल, और हम लोग पता नहीं कहां रह गए. 2%, 3%, 4%. इस बीच में तो वो भी स्लिप हो गया. हम लोग जीडीपी हमारी श्रीलंका, बांग्लादेश और पाकिस्तान के पीछे हैं अभी तो इस बीच में. पॉइंट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक इज, unless there is economic growth in a nation, new jobs cannot be created. Unless new jobs are created, the country will go into unrest at some point. So all of these drive and strive, to decarbonize, to increase a forest cover, to do a massive afforestation drive is all good, but we can balance it like Telangana has been doing. We continue to rank number 1 or 2 on the ease of doing business, but at the same time we also continue to rank number 1 on the increase in green cover, on the increase in afforestation drive also. And this is not me blowing my own trumpet. This is, I think, Forest Survey of India that has given us that compliment ki Telangana ne sabse acha perform kiya hai. So this state is showing you that both of these are actually, then they can go hand in hand. These two goals can go hand in hand. They need not be in conflict, in perennial conflict with each other. To all my friends here who have come from other states, I urge you, एक तरफ हैदराबाद जो है ट्री सिटी कहलाया जाता है, यूएन उसको ट्री सिटी बोलती है, और आप देखिए हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी. मैं खुलेआम सवाल कर रहा हूं, आप जहां से भी हो, बॉम्बे से हो, दिल्ली से हो, या जो भी सिटी से आप हो, या बैंगलोर से हो, यहां कहीं से भी हो, अगर हिंदुस्तान में आप हमसे बेहतरीन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अगर कोई सिटी में अगर दिखा सकते हो, आई डेयर यू, आई चैलेंज यू. सो वी हैव बीन एबल टू बैलेंस बोथ urban infrastructure and also tree cover. Why can't others do it? That is the question I'm asking. Be practical, be sensible in terms of your approach to increasing infrastructure, to improving your green cover, increasing, improved ways of doing business, at the same time also ensuring that environment is not affected. We in Telangana, as was pointed out by our Chief Secretary, have come out with some very sensible models, sensible legislations. One of the things I'm very proud of is what our Honorable CM's brainchild, the Telangana Ku Haritaharam, which literally translates to a green necklace for Mother Telangana. This program is what has really brought about the change that we see in Telangana today. It has ushered in a green revolution. Today our forest cover, we say it with a lot of pride, has increased from 24% to 31.7%. If you look at forest cover, we have increased. If you look at tree cover, we have increased. If you look at the green cover in total, we have improved. And I think next year, जब 23 में ranking आएगा, तो हमारी performance even बेहतर होगी, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ. The point I'm trying to make is, we have leveraged every single opportunity. We brought in legislations, we brought in accountability. हमने सरपंच से लेके मुख्यमंत्री तक हर किसी का accountability हमने decide किया. Urban local body हो, rural local body हो, corporation हो, municipality हो, नगर पंचायती हो, जो भी हो, हर किसी का हमने एक टारगेट रखा. और लेजिस्लेशन में ये भी डाल दिया कि अगर 85% सर्वाइवल नहीं होती है तो आपका जॉब जा सकता है, चाहे आप पंचायत सेक्रेटरी हो या म्युनिसिपल काउंसिलर हो, जो भी हो. योर जॉब इज नॉट इंडिस्पेंसिबल, यू आर नॉट इंडिस्पेंसिबल. दैट्स द लाउड एंड क्लियर मैसेज दैट इज गिवन बाय आवर लेजिस्लेशन. 10% of the budget being given towards green is something that you've not heard of anywhere in India, at least no, I have not heard of it. 10% हमारी रूरल लोकल बॉडी बजट और अर्बन लोकल बॉडी की जो बजट है 900 crore per year, and this is apart from what we get from CAMPA and others. So that is what has brought about the unison of purpose, that sense of accomplishment and achievement. More importantly, we've also leveraged NREGA in a big way, in a very effective way. multi-layer avenue plantation की बात हो रही थी, पल्ले प्रकृति वनम्स की बात हो रही थी. इन सारी ही चीजों में हमने dovetail किया. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के जितने भी स्कीम है, why not? Why let them operate in isolation? We have dovetailed everything nicely into our program. Nothing wrong in it. I mean, as long as you are able to deliver the goods and outcome. And more importantly, I would like to make a request to Subhash ji here. Sir, अच्छे performing state जो हैं वो चाहते हैं कि आपके पास जो डिस्क्रिशन होता है, आप 90% में देते हो कैंपा में, जो 10% आपके पास होता है, आई थिंक यू शुड ऑल्सो गिव इट टू परफॉर्मिंग स्टेट्स. जो परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, जो कोई मेट्रिक पे अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, कोई इनोवेटिव हम कर रहे हैं, आपको इंकरेज करना चाहिए. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को बोलना चाहिए कि भाई तेलंगाना अगर अच्छा काम कर रहा है तो इनको थोड़ा और मदद देते हैं, एक और प्रोग्राम अगर लेना चाहते हैं तो ज़रूर देना चाहिए. सो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू ensure that you perform, incentivize performers and maybe punish or disincentivize non-performers. That is one appeal I would like to make. Our Honorable Chief Minister, in fact, has also thought of a very interesting institution, Forest College and Research Institute, which was launched in 2016, and I'm delighted and proud that it will be upgraded, and our Minister will share more details with you hopefully. It will be upgraded to a forest university. And possibly, I think, one of the very few universities, or possibly the first university of exclusive to forest in India. And I would request both DG and also CEO CAMPA to possibly bring in your officers more often so that we can even learn from you, we can even understand what better can be done. I was also proposing to your DG, जैसा डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर करती हैं कृषि विज्ञान केंद्र, आपको भी ऐसे ही कोई डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन के लिए, बिकॉज वी हैव वेरीड सॉइल टाइप्स इन इंडिया, वी हैव 6 डिफरेंट सॉइल टाइप्स इन तेलंगाना अलोन, सैंडी, एलुवियल, ब्लैक, ये वो, यू आर बेटर जजेस ऑफ दैट, आई एम नॉट अ जियोलॉजिस्ट और अ साइंटिस्ट और अ फॉरेस्ट मैन. All these different soil types, we can have demonstrative farms for your future officers. We can create such farms and we can ensure that rate of survival क्या है, किस चीज़ में हम देख सकते हैं. उसके साथ ही साथ मैं एक और चीज़ भी कहना चाहता हूँ, आज टेक्नोलॉजी की ज़माना है. The interface of technology with any sector is exciting. We have leveraged technology in a big way even in our afforestation program. We have used drones and seed copters much before Government of India has launched its drone policy. हम ना सिर्फ ड्रोन से सीड डिलीवरी करते हैं, सीड बॉल डिलीवर करते हैं, हम ड्रोन से मेडिसिन भी, वैक्सीन भी सप्लाई करते हैं इन हॉस्पिटेबल टेरेन्स. इट्स अ प्रोजेक्ट कॉल्ड मेडिसिन फ्रॉम द स्काई. सो लेवरेजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी, जियो टैगिंग प्लांट्स, ensuring the survival, ensuring the precision bombing when it comes to degraded forest areas is also important. Geotagging each of them, monitoring them like Karnataka does, I'm told, is extremely important. So a synergy of all these areas is what really would bring about a great deal of change. My compliments to Shobha ji on doing a terrific job. She's relinquishing her job in a few days. Compliments, I thought we should offer you our greetings in front of your entire fraternity so that they take a lot of pride in the kind of work you have done and your team has done. Compliments to you and your minister. Sir, you have led from the front, our Honorable Minister Shri Indrakaran Reddy garu, under the guidance of our Honorable Chief Minister. And the Minister's district also has a great deal of forest cover. My compliments to you, sir, and to Special CS and to Chief Secretary. Once again, we take a lot of pride in what we do in Telangana, and I hope the rest of the country and all officers from various parts of the country will also draw inspiration and improve our green cover and achieve the net zero goal much before 2070. Thank you very much. Enjoy your stay in Hyderabad.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very inspiring and thought-provoking speech. And next is a minister, our own minister. Under his leadership, we have seen the Telangana at the top in terms of forest vegetation cover change positively because of the various policy decisions taken up by the Honorable Minister. And may I request all the ladies and gentlemen here to please help me with a big round of applause to invite our Honorable Forest Minister, Sri A. Indrakaran Reddy garu, Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest, Science and Technology and Endowments and Law, Government of Telangana. Sir.
Good morning to all. Welcome to Hyderabad. Welcome to this national workshop. Honorable our Minister Sri KT Ramarao garu, Honorable Minister Telangana, and Sri Somesh Kumar ji, IAS Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana, and Sri Chandraprakash Goyal ji, IFS Director General Forest, Special Secretary, Minister of Environment, Forest, Government of India. Sri Subhash Chandra, IFS Additional Director General of Forest and CEO National CAMPA, Ministry of Environment, Forest and CC, Government of India. Srimati A. Shanti Kumari, IAS Special Chief Secretary, Forest, Government of Telangana. Srimati R. Shobha, IFS Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Head of Forest Forces, Telangana State. And Sri Lokesh Jaiswal, IFS Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and CEO CAMPA, Telangana Forest Department. Srimati Sunita M. Bhagavat, IFS Additional Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, Ranga Reddy Circle, and our Akbar ji, and PCCFs, all of the state forest officials and media friends. It is my pleasure to hear and address for this wonderful program. As you all know, that Telangana is younger state within a short span of time. This state became can be a role model of the other states. Under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, with the visionary approach to taking development with environment concerned, the Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, Telangana state already implementing state flagship program, Telangana Ku Haritaram, to increase forest and tree over to 33%. Geographically, area by way of planting of 130 crores seedlings outside forest area and planting and development 100 crores seedlings inside forest area through plantation and assisted national regeneration since 2015. As a part of the Telangana Ku Haritaram Forest Department has also prepared forest regeneration action plan for all reserve forest blocks in the state duly following Jungle Bachao, Jungle Badao. Most of the CAMPA funds are being utilized to protect and improve forest and wildlife with forestry activities to improve forest cover, biodiversity, carbon, land degradation, naturally and water, etc. With his visionary approach, political will, strong institutional arrangements for implementation and monitoring are already showing positive result to term of increase in the forest and tree cover. The second highest country as per the 2021 report and increase in carbon stock in the forest area in Telangana state. Urban forest parks are also being developed in urban area to protect valuable forest land and to provide lung space for the citizens. 53 parks are completed so far. As a part of responsibility participation in environment protection, Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, has taken another visionary approach to create Harita Nidhi. In this plan of the government servants have been contributing certain portion of amount in this area earning to the Harita Nidhi. Private establishment and institutions also contributing as well in specific government transactions accordingly. This fund will be utilized for afforestation and forest regeneration. Our colleagues, forest officers will tell about to detail in other sessions about this program and other initiative taken by the Telangana Forest Development. Sharing of knowledge always a best practice in learning. I wish this workshop will give new ideas, innovation and right direction to all involved in protection and development of forest and wildlife in the country. To achieve the national and global commitments, I wish the workshop grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, technology in forestry, forest management, implementation and monitoring, launch of forest rejuvenation mobile web apps, and also release of brochure on forest fire risk donation. I request Sri Jaiswal sir, PCCF and CEO CAMPA Telangana to take a lead in this.
So just a brief, we have prepared the forest regeneration plan for each beat. Almost we are having about 760 RA blocks, and for whatever forest activities required there to be done has been assessed by our forest staff, validated, and those catering actually for all the national and international commitments to increase the forest cover, carbon sequestration, biodiversity, water, and also employment to the livelihoods and other things to the village people there. And for that actually now the technology aspect is very important because that reduces the time, also increases the efficiency. So for that purpose, one mobile app to capture the photographs and also the progress and also the KML files, geotagging and all those things. And web portal is there to give a very detailed reports in terms of the action plan, progress reports, and also it will be having a graphical presentation and also the geo-based other details also. So I will request Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department for launching this mobile app, which is prepared by the Center for Good Governance. Next to next one is the web app, which I request the Sri A. Indrakaran Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister for Forest, to kindly launch it. Local event.
Sir, I request all the dignitaries on the dais to release the brochure on the Fire Risk Zonation 2022 of Telangana.
Thank you, sir. Now, as a token of remembrance, mementos, I request PCCF Sri Dobriel sir. Dobriel sir to come on the dais and please hand over the mementos to the chief guests and dignitaries as a token of remembrance. Sri Pargain sir, please. Additional PCCF. Vinay Kumar sir, Sinha sir, please come over to the dais to hand over the mementos. Swargam Sinha sir, PCCF. Swargam Sinha sir, PCCF admin, to please come over to the dais to hand over the mementos to the dignitaries.